Obviously, big win for our football team today. Sort of climbed out under a rock a little bit. Guys are very excited. When you go 7 weeks the way we have, so close, but yet sometimes so far away, when something like this happens, it feels a little bit pretty good. So, reasons for winning, I thought we came out with energy. I thought, obviously, the drive after we went 3 and out on defense, the second offensive drive for a touchdown was big. And then following that, Demetrius Cox pick for a touchdown was a big thing as well, obviously. And then the throw to Tristan Jackson, true freshman, big run after the catch. And our guys just played well. We ended up +2 in the turnover margin, which is something we've not been able to accomplish since Notre Dame game. Stopped the run effectively, stopped the pass effectively, a lot of 3 and outs defensively, a shutout defensively. And on the offensive side of the ball, 35-0 at half, I think it was. So very productive in that area as well. So thrilled for our football team. Great job by Spartan Nation coming out to this football game. You wonder what the crowd was going to be like a little bit, but they showed up and they stayed throughout. So I appreciate that very, very much. And it's a good feeling. Good feeling. You'd have thought we won the championship in that locker room. It's been a long time. So I'll take some questions.
Coach, you had Connor Cook and Shalik Calhoun come back to visit, not a moment too soon.
Yeah.
What kind of impact did they have, and do you wish you could have had them maybe come visit a little sooner in the season?
Well, all of our guys have an impact that come back. We've had a lot of guys come back, that have been with us. Benny Fowler's been here. Marcus Rush has been here. I can't remember who else really, but a lot of guys have come back that have been a part of the last 3 years. But, I appreciate every time our guys come back. It's always nice seeing them. They brought a lot to this program and done so much for it. And they've had great success here. And both those guys were All-Americans. Both those guys are draft picks playing for Oakland on a 7-2 football team right now. And both of them were really instrumental in leading us to really 2 out of the last 3 years, Big Ten champs. So very appreciative.
Mark, a game like this is a testimony to your team's character. 7 weeks in a row, they could have rolled over. And not only did they just win, but to dominate. Would you maybe go off the field and talk a moment about that character of the team, please? Yeah,
I've said this week in the press, and really I told our football team, you really don't, when you come to practice, are you competing for a championship or are you playing where we were at right now? You really can't tell. Got different people out there a little bit, some freshmen, etc., but different freshmen. But the mindset has always been good. The energy has always been good. And really, when you look back on our games, we've played. We've been ahead. We've played into the fourth quarter. It's just whatever. Things haven't worked at times. But we've never lost. We've been resilient, I guess is what I'd say. So I think that's a great character. It's a great trait. And I've told our football team, they'll draw on this season. It's not always the ups that bring you forward. Sometimes you got to go through the downs too. So they'll draw on it.
Was it even more cathartic to do, I guess, what you guys did?
I'm sorry?
Was it even more cathartic for this team maybe to get the shutout, to hold them as many yards? I mean, it seemed a lot like it was almost like an exorcism in some ways.
Well, I wouldn't call it that. Okay, but, I think that I think we needed energy. We got energy from everybody on our football team, not just the guys on the field. We got energy from our fans, and we continued with that energy throughout. And when you have that, good things tend to happen. And we started to play with more confidence. Good things start to happen. I thought Justin Lane played well at corner. We played Donnie Corley at corner as well. But 2 big picks, obviously one for a touchdown, and then Monte Nicholson. So we got some turnovers, and we just sort of started the ball rolling a little bit, started inching it forward. We'll see what that brings us next week.
Mark, being the old defensive guy that you are, what does a shutout mean for this team, particularly in light of last week? They played well in spurts last week, but also had some undisciplined moments.
Yeah, I think as a defensive coach, anytime you can shut anybody out in this day and age, it's a pretty big accomplishment because it's difficult because everybody's got players and this is a football team that's played well now in the past couple of weeks. Took Indiana to the end, Illinois, Minnesota, they lose on a last-second kick. Played Iowa 14-7. So, they've had their ups and downs, obviously, but they certainly have the ability coming in to play us very close, as every other team has done. So, a little bit uptight going into the game, but our players made it happen. But as a defensive coach, you get a shutout, that's big. We needed a shutout. We needed things go in our direction just once, go in our direction totally in one way. And so offensively, defensively, and really special teams, we played very well.
Mark, given how many snaps they've had at this point, have a couple of your freshmen started to turn the corner a little bit as far as their play?
I think freshmen usually turn the corner really after the season when they have the chance to digest everything and they grow from that. Because right now it's every single week something changes. It's a different game plan. It's a different group of people you're playing against. It's different pressures, those type of things. So I think they played better. As I said, Corley played probably about a quarter on defense, made a big play on third down. So we used him both sides of the ball, had a big catch. Nice run. But I do think that freshmen tend to grow up a little bit maybe more in the off season than they do during the season because it's pretty chaotic during the season for them, everything that's going on. But proud of them, how they've played, and we've got some guys that obviously are playing well. Joe Bocci makes a nice tackle out there and in space. He's got ability.
In a game that typically, Mark, is one Saturday at a time, how much of 2017 did you see out there today?
Oh, I'd have to count them up, but young players are going to progress. I think it's interesting to note that our seniors have stayed the course too. They've stayed the course. R.J. Shelton's having a great year. I think Tyler O'Connor is playing very well. You look at what he's been able to accomplish really in the second half of this season, he's played solid. And you got some other guys out there playing. They're just hanging tough and playing through the pain a little bit. So that's something that's got to be of note too. But we got a lot of young players. We started redshirt freshmen at tackle, redshirt freshmen at guard. And guys in and out, certainly. So, but we got the makings of a good football team. We just got to close at the end. A lot of games where we haven't just been able to close.
Mark, you talked about things going your way. Can you talk a little bit about Demetrius's pick a little bit more? How big was that momentum for you guys? And I guess just his progression and path to this point.
Yeah, it's you play in the back end, when you play in the secondary, good things happen and bad things happen to you. So we were playing a hot coverage where we sent a blitz, and he had the quarterback's eyes and made the correct break on it and picked it clean. So great play by him, and it was good for him to get that because that'll just help his confidence. Even at late into the season like this, I think it helps players' confidence, and he needed something good to happen to him. So I think that was fortunate for him. Not fortunate, but well played.
Mark,
You guys ask a lot more questions when we lose, I got to tell you, which is fine. Okay. Yeah.
Mark, Tristan Jackson looks like he has a little something about him, maybe a little
Yeah.
sizzle even. Can you describe him and what you think his future is?
Tristan, an exciting player, came out of Ann Arbor area there. No, he didn't come out of Ann Arbor. So West Bloomfield, I forgot. But anyway, he does. He has ability. He's got great running ability after the catch. He's got great hands. I think his coach in high school, Ron Bellamy, did an outstanding job with him. And you see the result of that. He's been a guy that's played a little bit, but he's got to transition to playing more and more and more as times go. But, he plays behind RJ, so difficult to get him in there sometimes. But he's a good run after catch guy. He played quarterback in high school, so he's a guy that understands schemes, concepts, route progressions and placements and things of that nature. So he's ahead of the curve, I think, in his learning. But he's an outstanding athlete, and he will be a very, very good player for us.
Austin Wolf got some playing time at the end of the game. His dad was honored before the game. As a vet, was it a point for you to make sure he got some playing time in this game?
Who was that?
Austin Wolf.
Oh, yeah, Austin. Yeah. Wanted to get Austin in there, being Armed Forces Day and everything. And he's never really had an opportunity to play much, and he's a senior, and he's been a guy that has come out every single year. He'll be a second lieutenant next year. U.S. Army, and we're very, very proud of him, as we all of our players. Thanks, guys. Go Green.